עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויושבי תבל באמרו
Beloved,
את שאהבה נפשי. I will rise, I will rise, and I will sing the love of my soul. I will rise, I will rise, and I will sing the love of my soul. I will be loved, 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 I will be loved. I will be loved. I will be
Shabbat Shalom. Good evening. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to see this place pretty full tonight. For safety and courtesy, please silence your cell phones. Before the service begins, I'd like to direct your attention to the emergency exits and other safety features. Right? Look for the red or green exit lights over the doors. There are exits on each side of the bima behind the curtains, so behind me. There are also exits at the back end of the social hall, so that would be behind all of you. At the side of the sanctuary are the exits to the main doors through which you entered, and exit doors on either side of the lobby. There is a fire extinguisher and AED near the water fountain in the hall, and another fire extinguisher inside the doors to the sanctuary where you all entered. Please look now and find the exits nearest to you. See everyone looking? Now, you may also want to look at the safety card and the seat backs in front of you, or the safety card placed on your chairs. In the unlikely event that we must evacuate, we'll meet at the southwest corner of the parking lot away from the building. Thank you for your attention, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Toyasha. Shabbat Shalom. So we're trying something a little bit new tonight, and it's a great time to try something new. This is Parsha Bereshit. It's the first Parsha of a new Torah cycle, and we're trying something new with a service that's a little bit earlier this evening to make it a little bit easier for some of our families, and there's also going to be some new music and some other kinds of things, and that always causes both interest and a little discomfort sometimes, right? Things that are different. Sometimes people say, oh, I don't know that tune, right? As that plays out. So be patient. We're going to continue to evolve this service, and there may be pieces that find their way into other services, and things will become more familiar as we move forward, and as we join with one another. We're going to start with words that we're certainly all familiar with. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good and beautiful it is for us to be together.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Just want to welcome J. Mike O'Neill, who will be on piano this evening. Haven't had the pleasure of having J. Mike join us in a while, and Randy Polvoy is away this week. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Everybody join in. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. One more time. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is! How good it is!
How good it is.
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. Hine matov. Hine matov. Umanayim. Shevet achim. Gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem. Shalom aleichem. Salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem. Salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem. Salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem. Salam aleikum. How good it is! How good it is!
How good it is.
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. How good it is!
How good it is.
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. Hine matov, one more time. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
We are going to turn to page 3 in our Siddur. And one of the things that makes it sweet to be together is also to be able to celebrate the simchas in each other's life. And we get to celebrate this Shabbat with Mila Levitin-Shulman and her family as she becomes bat mitzvah. So I'd like to invite the Levitin-Shulman family to come on up and help us to kindle our Shabbat lights. Invite those of you who are comfortably able to do so to please rise.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we, in our own day, be among those who light. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kineshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal love and goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offering of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen.
You may be seated. We take a moment to reflect on the week that has passed, to pause on each day, its blessings and its challenges. Then we'll come back together on pages 20 and 21 with Lecha Dodi. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, I'll invite folks who are comfortable doing so to rise and face the doors from which we entered. If you're at home, turn toward the door of your home to welcome the Shabbat presence, the Nishama Yatera, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat, into our congregation, into our home, into our hearts.
Do 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 do. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad ishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem ultiferet v'litchila lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor el habracha merosh mikadem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'maksheva techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orei, umiori. Adonai, Alaich nigla, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat, V'kabela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat, V'kabela.
Let's rise and face the doors.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uv'sola toch emunei am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lecha dodi Likrat kala B'nei Shabbat V'kabela Lecha dodi Likrat kala B'nei Shabbat V'kabela.
We're going to continue in just a moment with Baruch Hu, which you'll find on page 28. But just a note, it appears that nobody put out Sidurim for the back part of the room this evening. So any of you who are in the back, if you need Sidurim, feel free to come get them from the front. Maybe some people in the front can help in the back. I'm not in a position to go dig them out at the moment. So we're going to continue with Baruch Hu. Mila's going to read it first for us, and then we'll sing it together, page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach, Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praised be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Yah, am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I aware? Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch Hu at Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Le'olam Va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
Continue on page 34 with Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I'm going to continue with Micha Mocha, our Song of Freedom, page 40.
A little different. Please feel free to join in as you catch the feeling of freedom. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, norat tehilot, o sefele, norat tehilot, o sefele. Malchutecha ra uvanecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'elianu ve'amru Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 Eli, ya la 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 la. Adonai Yimloch Leolam Va'en V'nemar Kivad Adonai et Yaakov U'galo me'ad chazak mimenu Baruch Ata Adonai Gal Israel.
We turn to Hashkivenu, which was on page 42. It's also on your song sheet for those who got song sheets. It's a song sheet it's a version that many of you are familiar with, but we're going to try something a little bit different today. So in 1997 or 98, we were trying to create a sense at camp of the parents' blessing on Shabbat as parents bless their children. And so we came up with this idea of during Hashkivenu holding talitot, counselors holding talitot over their children. So there are talitot at the end of your rows. Whether you're here with children or not, you can hold them over the people that you'd like to bless who are around you. And we all work, right, in our lives. Some of you in the back, come up further and grab some talitot because there's kids there. There's some in these rows. There's one here. There's one there. There's a really big one on that side, my talit. And, right, this prayer is really about asking God to put a sukkot shalom, a shelter of peace, over all of us. And this acknowledges not only God's sukkah of peace, but also that it's our job to spread that sukkah of peace in our lives and over those we love. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Oh, Adonai. Everybody can join in. Amen. 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 Baruch atah. Ata Adonai Aporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim
Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkah. Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Amen.
Fold your talit and put them at the end of the row. We're going to continue with Vishamru, page 44.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasso et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam brit olam. Join us. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam brit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai. Et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam brit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat.
We're going to turn to page 46 for our Amidah. I invite Mila to come back up and to help lead us.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Melech Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Hazeavot v'imachot, U'mevii Geulam livnei Bneichem, Leman Shemot be'ahava. Melech Choser u'Mashiach u'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah.
Page 50.
Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechai hakol atah Rav le'Hoshiach,
Mashiv HaRuach,
U'morid haGashem, Mechakel Hayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועך, ולמען אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Page 52. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please take a few moments for silent prayer for the text of your own heart. When you're through, you may be seated.
Bottom of page 62. Oh, say shalom, bimroma. Oh, say shalom, bimroma. Uyase, uyase, uyase shalom. Uyase, uyase, uyase shalom. Uyase, uyase, uyase shalom. Aleinu. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, set shalom, bimroma. Oh, set shalom, bimroma. Uyase, uyase, uyase shalom. Uyase, uyase, uyase shalom. Uyase, uyase, uyase shalom. Aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom. So we're starting at the very beginning. It's a new Torah cycle. We're right back at the beginning. And you know what happens right from the beginning? You know, we just, in our own life, right, we just said we're going to do better in our lives. We came out of the High Holy Days, right? We've done all of these things. And then we start to read from the beginning. And one of the very first things that happens in these first stories of creation is Adam says, "It's not my fault. I didn't do it." It's a common expression that any parent, any teacher has heard, right? And by the way, the tendency is not limited to children. We all have this inclination. We look at something that we've done and we wish that we hadn't done or that we knew we shouldn't have done, and we pretend that we didn't choose to do it. If something bad happens as an unintended result of something we did, and we pretend it has nothing to do with us. For example, perhaps the dog wants to get my attention and knocks something to the floor. I mean, this is purely hypothetical. Never. It's easy to say that it's not my fault if it breaks or causes a mess. On the other hand, he's a dog. And this is how it gets my attention sometime. Did I force him to knock it over? Of course not. But do I bear some responsibility for leaving it right on the edge of the table? Yeah, maybe. In the second creation story, in this Parshat Bereshit, Adam and Eve eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they're banished from the garden. As I look at it this year, I reflected on the issue of taking responsibility. It's a critical part of this story. When Adam is asked why he ate of the tree, he says, "Well, the woman gave it to me, and I ate." And when God asks Eve why she ate, he says, "Well, the snake gave it to me. It's the snake's fault. He deceived me and I ate." And neither of them accepts responsibility for having eaten the fruit. Most people think that Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden because they ate from the tree of knowledge. But perhaps they were kicked out of the garden because they didn't take responsibility for their actions. There is power in taking responsibility for what we do. Our actions have both positive consequences and negative consequences. That's the nature of having choice. And right now, it seems especially difficult for people to accept responsibility for what happens in our world. We all want to have all the things that we have and not take responsibility for any of the consequences. We want to be able to do all the things we would like. We want to drive our cars as much as we want, and we don't want to take responsibility for polluting the environment. We want to go out and do things and maybe not be careful, and yet we still know that there's viruses and there's other things out there, and we have to be responsible toward other people. We want to have our government act in certain ways, and yet so many people don't get engaged, don't even vote in the world. Think about what the world would be like if we all accepted the consequences of our actions, accepted the responsibility that is ours in what happens around us. I certainly believe our world would be a better place. Just as I believe that the Garden of Eden would have been a better place if Adam and Eve had simply said, "We're really sorry. We made a mistake. Do you think we can have another chance? Do we think we can try again?" It's time for us at this new year, right? The proof of the new year, right, is not that we made it through Yom Kippur or even through Sukkot and Simchat Torah. There are three traditions. The one tradition says that the gates of repentance close at Yom Kippur. The gates that say we can continue to change, we continue to ask forgiveness to God, close at Yom Kippur. And then another tradition says, no, doesn't close until Shmini Atzeret, until Simchat Torah. And of course, there's the third tradition that says the gates of repentance are never closed. We can always say we're sorry. We can always start again. And we can always take responsibility for the actions in our lives. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to turn now to Misha Berach, which is on page 253. So you got to skip way ahead in your book. 253. As we ask for blessings for all of those in our life and in our world who are in need of blessings of healing of body, of mind, of spirit. And we hold them in our hearts.
ve'rach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel ve'Leah Hu Yevarech et HaCholim
Elna Rifana La.
Elna Rifana Elna Rifana La
Elna Rifana La.
Elna Rifana Elna Rifana Lo.
We ask for blessings upon Rebecca Gilman, Hannah Fields Austin, Sue Tobak, Rosin Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakoff, Connie Shapiro, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Jennifer Rudin, Brad Holland, Serena Postal, Bobby Kay, Robert Strober, Marilyn Lubarski, Ellery Einstein, Patricia Kramer, Joan Morse, Nomi Kravitz, Craig Sachs, Simon Saul, Blair Pollock, Myra White, Lori Snyder, Charity Razaday, Mike Klein, Lily Morrison, Barbara Fass, Joel Beasy, Burton Gershman, David Bush, Howard Bush, Dana Sundin, Lawson Spicer, Mark Fenton, Gloria Foster, Rita Warshaw, Ira Quatcher, Robert Gerard, Stephen Arts, Adele Harris, Brenda Found Gerard, Ron Friedlander, Harvey Sherman, Zach Gross, Jan Marcus, Fred Fable, Steve Sage, Olivia Gross, Don Martins, Marla Fragoso, Candy Stevens, Ava Laxon, and
Cantor Lisa Levine.
Elna Rifana Elna Rifana La Elna Rifana La Elna Rifana Lo.
I'd like to invite Toyasha to share a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see the room so full this evening. As I mentioned earlier, it's gotten fuller since I first came up here. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to thank all of you for being here, both in the sanctuary and also online. Toda Rabbah to Rabbi Kupitz for leading our service in such an inspiring way. And as always, to Cantor Bush for providing richness in voice and music. And normally we have Dr. Randy Povoy on the piano, and unfortunately I didn't get your name, so please shout it out so we can all honor you for tonight. Shay Michael, Jay Michael O'Neill. Thank you, I appreciate that. So thank you for being here tonight and doing an excellent job. And I'd also like to say thank you to Claudia, who's handling our technology this evening. Next, I'd like to also thank Mila Leviton, sorry, for doing a really amazing job this evening and leading services for us. I'd also like to thank to you, our fellow congregants, who generously donated delicious items for tonight's Oneg, which is sponsored by the Levington-Shillman family this evening. So thank you. Thank all of you. And also to our dedicated challah team who delivered challahs earlier today. I'd like to thank our outside greeter, Lauren Nemeth, our lobby greeters, Phyllis Blakely, Harriet de Bizio, Sarah Truitt, Judy Rose, and Sharon Rigolato, and also our driveway greeters, our security guard team members who are out there to greet you all this evening. So after service, we gather in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, refreshments, and conversation. Please take this opportunity to get to know someone new, which will help us continue to build our warm, personal Jewish community. We have a busy and engaging community. Find out what interests you in our weekly update, emailed every Thursday, monthly Kahila, and our website and TBI Facebook page. In particular, I'd like to highlight the upcoming events this week. This is a shout out to Angelo, who requested to remind all of you that he would like to see you this Wednesday at 1 p.m. in the social hall for the Mahjong group that's meeting. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. If I wasn't at work, I would be there. And also, I would like to remind everyone that the 5783 High Holy Days food drive ends tomorrow. According to the lobby sign that I passed by as I entered tonight, we are at 826 bags. And as amazing that sounds, and I think it is. Oh, wait. 933 bags. Oh, that's fast math. So we only have 66 left to go. Okay, so now it's Sunday morning by 9 a.m. Thank you, everyone. So I think we can completely reach our goal. So please show up over the weekend and drop off those bags by 9 a.m. on Sunday, please. Lastly, I'm up here. This year, my role on the board is Oneg sponsorships. So I like to remind everyone that I'm looking for people to sponsor Onegs. And I know a lot of you think, someone else has already signed up, but I could assure you someone else has yet to sign up because I'm filling up the rest of the year. So if you'd like to highlight one of your groups or honor someone in your family by sponsoring an Oneg, please come see me and we could discuss it. And I look forward to that. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you.
If you look at your congregational email, you'll see that lots of adult Jewish learning is starting this week, and there'll be a special email over the weekend that highlights that as well. So just keep an eye out for it, and we're going to go from there. So we're going to turn to your song sheet, if you have one, for an English Aleinu L'Shabeach, but we'll also be doing a little bit of the Hebrew, which is on page 282, in the middle of the page. This Aleinu L'Shabeach by Dan Nichols and Ellen Dreskin, they saw Baruch Hu as kind of a call to prayer and Aleinu at the end of the service as a call to action, right? Into prayer and then into the world at the end, because Aleinu means it's upon us. And so if you have a song sheet, sing along with us. You'll catch on, and if not, and we're going to rise for Aleinu.
And we'll do it as it's the first time. We'll do it a little slower so that people can feel free to follow along and join us once you get the hang of the way the melody goes. All the verses are the same melody, so it makes it a little easier. It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true.
bring about redemption. It's what we were freed to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach, it's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach, it's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu l'shabeach, it's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach, it's time to live our praise. V'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei malach malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. 287. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Take a moment to remember those who have been important in our lives and have left this earth, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. We hold them in our hearts and in our memories and in the actions that we make in the world. This time we remember the recent deaths of Joanne Mouser, sister of Barbara Friedman, of Erwin Perlman, uncle of Rita Warshaw and great-uncle of Jack Warshaw, of Marion Peniel, dear friend of so many at TBI, former teacher at Atid Hebrew Academy, Carol Berlant. We remember the Yortzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Lori Brandstetter, David Kaloff, Minna Herman, Rose Kahalnik, Warren Friedlander, Nellie Glick, Rose Goldman, Dorothy Sessler-Bach, Isidore Weinshank, Kasuma Chapman, Betty H. Fink, Helen Rosenzweig, Rose Teitelbaum, Sydney Arzt, Hans Kosen, Gary Aaron Davidson, Kate Grossman, Bertha Geller, Jerry Steinloff, Marilyn Abramson, Milton Lobus, Kate Mark, Jerome Weinworm, Harold Horowitz, Ivor Metlitsky, and Morris J. Weiss. If you're remembering somebody on this Shabbat, you're at home, you can put their name in the chat in the congregation. Please feel free to mention their name as I come by your row. You're in a time of mourning or observing a Yortzeit on this Shabbat. I invite you to rise. And I invite the rest of the congregation to rise in embrace and support of those who mourn. Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma divrach hirute v'amlich malchute v'chayachon v'yomechon uv'chaye decho Beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam olomei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dukudasha brichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Damiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. And we're going to immediately after the service, after our closing song, we'll join in the social hall for kiddush, motzi, and refreshments, and going to have, for those who want, a little Israeli dancing too, things like that. So join with us.
So the last paragraph of the Kaddish, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimroma hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Same thing again. Oseh shalom bimroma hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Yalalalalalala, 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 yalalalalalala. Oseh shalom bimroma hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Ve'imru amen. Ve'imru
Just one housekeeping thing, if anybody brought a talit because to use today, because I had written it in that school email, take it with you, because they get mixed in and then we can't find them. So take it with you if you brought one of your own. If there were ones on the seats, just leave them, we'll pick them up afterwards. Please join us in the social hall. For those who joined us online, thanks for being with us. Lehitraot, hope to see you again soon.
And big thanks again to J. Mike O'Neill for stepping in and joining us tonight.